They arrive like a sudden gust of wind in still air, transforming energy without saying a word. That moment when an Aries walks into the room and everything shifts, the atmosphere electrifies, conversations find new life, and possibilities that seemed distant suddenly feel within reach. This isn't coincidence or mere charisma. It's the unmistakable signature of the first sign of the zodiac, asserting its cosmic birthright. The Aries effect defies ordinary explanation. While science might attribute it to confidence or assertiveness, those who understand the ancient language of the stars recognize something far more profound at work. The ram's energy carries the pure, undiluted force of creation itself, the same power that breaks through frozen ground in early spring, that first breath of warmth after winter's long sleep. Throughout human history, certain individuals have possessed this remarkable ability to illuminate spaces with their presence alone. Think of those people you've encountered who somehow make everything feel more alive, more vibrant, more possible. Chances are, the cosmic fingerprint of Aries marks their natal chart in significant ways. What we're exploring today transcends simple personality traits. The 12 ways Aries lights up everything around them represent archetypes of transformation that have existed since time immemorial. These patterns appear consistently across cultures, across time periods, across the vast spectrum of human experience. The ancient Egyptians recognized this energy in their worship of Khnum, the ram-headed god of creation. Greek mythology captured it in the golden ram who carried Phrixus and Helle to safety. Indigenous wisdom traditions worldwide acknowledge this first spark energy that initiates all new cycles. When we witness an Aries transforming a space, we're actually observing one of the universe's fundamental forces in human form. Just as fire transforms everything it touches, the Aries presence catalyzes change wherever it manifests. Nothing remains static in their wake. People become more authentic, more engaged, more connected to their own inner fire. This transformative quality exists within the Aries individual, regardless of whether they consciously wield it. Even the most reserved, quiet Aries carries this illuminating force as their birthright. It's embedded in their cosmic DNA, as natural to them as breathing. Many Aries people go through life without fully realizing the profound effect they have on environments and individuals around them, yet those in their orbit feel it unmistakably. What makes this Aries light so powerful is its purity of intention. Unlike manufactured charisma or calculated charm, the Aries illumination springs from something primal and authentic. It cannot be faked or forced. It simply is, a direct expression of life's fundamental creative impulse channeled through human form. The mystery of why certain zodiac energies affect us so powerfully has fascinated spiritual seekers throughout the ages. Modern science might dismiss these patterns as coincidence or confirmation bias, yet those who study the subtle energies that shape our reality understand that the zodiac represents more than mere superstition. These archetypal forces influence consciousness in ways we're only beginning to comprehend. The journey we're embarking on today will reveal exactly how this Aries illumination manifests in 12 distinct expressions. We'll explore not just what happens when Aries enters a room, but why these effects occur and how they transform both individual interactions and group dynamics. This understanding offers more than astrological curiosity. It provides practical insight into human connection and the invisible energies that shape our experiences together. As we prepare to dive deeper into these 12 remarkable Aries qualities, consider the Aries individuals who have touched your own life. Reflect on how their presence shifted something essential in your experience, perhaps awakening aspects of yourself that had remained dormant until their fire called them forth. This personal connection to the material makes these cosmic patterns more than abstract concepts. It grounds them in lived experience. The first 3 expressions of Aries illumination reveal the immediate, almost alchemical effect they have on environments. These qualities explain why the atmosphere transforms so quickly when Aries arrives, creating that palpable shift that others can feel but often struggle to name. The first reason: their volcanic enthusiasm ignites even the most mundane gatherings. transforming ordinary rooms into stages for possibility. This enthusiasm isn't merely a personality trait, it's an energetic phenomenon that shifts the vibrational frequency of entire spaces. When an Aries enters a room, they bring with them a quality of aliveness that spreads like wildfire through everyone present. Witness how conversations that moments before felt obligatory suddenly sparkle with genuine interest. Observe how people straighten their posture, their eyes brightening, as if someone adjusted the contrast on reality itself. This volcanic enthusiasm stems from the Aries' connection to primordial fire, not the domesticated flame of a candle, but the raw, untamed power that forged mountains and continents. They carry within them echoes of creation's original spark, and this energy refuses to be contained by social conventions or expectations. It erupts naturally, without calculation or strategy. What makes this quality so transformative is its authenticity. Unlike manufactured excitement that feels hollow and performative, the Aries' enthusiasm springs from genuine passion. They don't pretend to care, they actually do care, with an intensity that makes others remember what it feels like to be fully invested in the moment. Consider how rare this quality has become in our distracted, digitally mediated world. Most spaces suffer from a kind of energetic flatness, people physically present but psychically absent, their attention scattered across devices and distant concerns. The Aries' arrival disrupts this pattern of disengagement, creating an anchor point of genuine presence that pulls others back into the here and now. Even the most cynical individuals find themselves affected by this enthusiasm. They may resist initially, viewing it with skepticism or even mockery. Yet watch closely, and you'll see their defenses gradually soften as the Aries' energy works its subtle alchemy. Something within them recognizes and responds to this invitation to fully experience life rather than merely observe it from a safe distance. The second reason, their natural leadership creates instant momentum. They don't just enter rooms, they instantly reorganize their energy. This leadership quality manifests without effort or intention. And Aries needn't announce themselves as being in charge. Their presence alone establishes new gravitational fields that reorganize how people interact. Conversations naturally begin to orbit around them, not because they demand attention, but because they exude a centrifugal force that draws others into their slipstream. What distinguishes this Aries leadership from other forms is its instinctive quality. While some signs approach leadership through strategy or consensus building, Aries leads through pure initiative. They see possibilities others miss and move toward them without hesitation. This decisive action creates pathways that others can follow, breaking through the inertia that often paralyzes groups. The martial energy of Mars, their planetary ruler, infuses Aries with executive function that cuts through confusion. Where others might get lost in endless deliberation, Aries trusts their instincts and takes decisive action. This clarity proves especially valuable in ambiguous situations where the way forward isn't immediately obvious. Observe an Aries at a gathering where energy has stagnated. Without fanfare or formal authority, they'll suggest an activity, redirect conversation towards something meaningful, or simply model the engagement they wish to see. Their actions provide immediate structure to amorphous social dynamics, giving others permission to fully participate rather than cautiously observe from the periphery. What makes this leadership particularly powerful is how it awakens initiative in others. Rather than creating dependency, the Aries momentum inspires self-direction. Their courage becomes contagious, emboldening those around them to express their own leadership qualities in complementary ways. The room transforms from a collection of passive attendees into an ecosystem of active contributors. Even in situations where an Aries isn't officially leading, their influence shapes outcomes. Their willingness to speak first often breaks uncomfortable silences. Their readiness to try something new establishes possibilities that wouldn't otherwise emerge. This catalyst effect can transform stalled projects, revitalize tired routines, and breathe new life into institutions that have lost their sense of purpose. The third reason, their refreshing honesty cuts through social pretense, making authentic connections possible within minutes of arrival. In a world where social interactions often operate through layers of diplomacy and indirection, the Aries honesty arrives like a cleansing storm. They speak directly, without the filters and qualifications that can make communication feel safe, but ultimately hollow. This transparency doesn't stem from a lack of social awareness, but rather from a profound commitment to authenticity that values truth over comfort. The effect of this honesty on group dynamics can be revolutionary. Conversations that might have remained superficial for hours suddenly penetrate to matters of substance. Issues that everyone sensed but no one dared mention find voice and resolution. The unspoken rules governing what can and cannot be acknowledged dissolve in the presence of the Aries' willingness to name reality as they experience it. What makes this quality especially valuable is how it liberates others. When an Aries speaks their truth without apology, they create an opening for everyone else to do the same. The relief in the room becomes palpable as people realize they can set down the exhausting weight of pretense and engage from a place of genuineness. This honesty extends beyond words to encompass their entire way of being. An Aries doesn't present different versions of themselves in different contexts. They bring their whole self everywhere they go. This consistency creates trust almost immediately, as others intuitively sense they're interacting with someone whose external presentation aligns with their internal reality. Even in professional environments where politics and positioning often dominate, the Aries' honesty offers a refreshing alternative to strategic communication. Their straightforward approach cuts through weeks of careful maneuvering in moments, creating breakthroughs where diplomatic channels have failed. While this directness occasionally creates friction, it ultimately serves the highest good by preventing the accumulation of unaddressed tensions that poison cultures over time. The Aries' honesty doesn't arise from a desire to disrupt or provoke, though it sometimes has these effects. Rather, it stems from their fundamental orientation toward life. They experience reality directly and express it the same way. The filtering mechanisms that others develop through socialization remain minimal in the Aries psyche, allowing for a more immediate relationship between perception and expression. What others might require therapy or spiritual practice to achieve, the capacity for radical honesty, comes naturally to Aries. They model a way of moving through the world that many secretly yearn for, but few have the courage to embody consistently. Their example offers a living demonstration that authenticity, while sometimes challenging, creates connections far more nourishing than those built on careful impression management. This trinity of qualities, volcanic enthusiasm, natural leadership, and refreshing honesty, forms the foundation of how Aries illuminates environments. These aren't separate traits, but interconnected expressions of their essential nature. The enthusiasm fuels their leadership creates context for honest exchange, and their honesty intensifies the authentic enthusiasm that others find so magnetic. As we prepare to explore the next 3 reasons Aries transforms spaces, consider how these first 3 qualities create the conditions for deeper connection. The Aries presence establishes an energetic container where people feel simultaneously more alive and more safely themselves. This combination, heightened vitality with decreased pretense, creates the ideal conditions for meaningful human exchange. The 4th reason, the Mars-ruled fire they carry, radiates physical warmth that others unconsciously gravitate toward. This warmth transcends the metaphorical. It manifests as an actual energetic field that others can physically sense. Stand near an Aries at a gathering and observe how people gradually shift their positions, subtly moving closer, as if drawn by an invisible force. This movement happens below conscious awareness, a body-level recognition of something nourishing in the Aries presence. Ancient traditions understood this phenomenon in terms of subtle energy or life force. The Chinese concept of qi, the Indian understanding of prana, the Japanese notion of ki, all describe this vital energy that some individuals radiate more powerfully than others. Aries, born under the cardinal fire sign, embodies this life force in its most direct and unmediated form. The physical basis for this warmth lies in the Aries connection to Mars, the planet of action and vitality. This planetary influence manifests in their heightened metabolic processes. Aries typically runs warmer than other signs, both emotionally and physically. They process experience more quickly, respond more immediately, and generate more kinetic energy through their interactions with the world. What makes this warmth so compelling is its unconditional nature. Unlike the calculated warmth of those seeking approval or advantage, the Aries radiance flows naturally and without agenda. They don't turn it on to achieve effects. It simply emanates from their being. This authenticity makes their presence uniquely comforting. Others intuitively sense they don't need to perform or impress to receive this warming influence. In environments lacking vitality, sterile corporate settings, overly formal gatherings, institutions where protocol has replaced genuine connection, the Aries warmth becomes particularly valuable. They introduce an element of life that counteracts the coldness of spaces designed for efficiency rather than humanity. Their presence reminds others that beneath our social roles and professional identities, we remain creatures of flesh and blood, designed for connection and aliveness. The effect of this warmth on group cohesion can be remarkable. Tensions that seemed intractable often dissolve in the Aries presence, not through any conscious mediation effort, but through the simple alchemy of increased vital energy in the system. When people feel more physically alive, they naturally become more emotionally generous and intellectually flexible. Even those typically guarded or reserved find themselves opening in response to this Aries quality. The warming influence bypasses their conceptual defenses, speaking directly to the part of them that longs for genuine connection. Watch carefully at gatherings, and you'll notice how the most isolated individuals eventually migrate into the Aries orbit, drawn by this promise of undemanding warmth. The fifth reason, their childlike wonder remains intact despite life's challenges, reminding everyone of joy's accessibility. This wonder manifests as a particular quality of attention, fresh, curious, unencumbered by preconceptions about how things should be. An Aries approaches each experience with beginner's mind, finding novelty where others see only the familiar. This capacity creates a contagious field of discovery that awakens similar qualities in those around them. What makes this wonder particularly powerful is its resilience. Where others become progressively more jaded with each disappointment or betrayal, the Aries spirit maintains its fundamental orientation toward possibility. They may acknowledge life's hardships and complexities, but these experiences don't diminish their essential openness to what might emerge next. This quality stems from the Aries position as the Zodiac's first sign. They embody the energy of beginnings, the moment of emergence before experience accumulates patterns and expectations. Even an Aries who has lived many decades maintains this quality of perpetual dawn, each day arriving as a fresh territory to explore rather than a continuation of yesterday's narrative. In contemporary society, where cynicism often passes for sophistication and disillusionment for wisdom, this Aries wonder offers a revolutionary alternative. Their presence challenges the unexamined assumption that growth necessarily entails a loss of innocence. They demonstrate the possibility of becoming more complex and nuanced while retaining the capacity for awe and delight that makes life worth living. The effect of this wonder on group energy becomes most visible in how it interrupts habitual patterns of perception. An Aries will notice details others overlook, ask questions others assume are settled, and find enjoyment in experiences others have catalogued as ordinary. This attention quality spreads through mimetic contagion, temporarily freeing others from the trance of familiarity that dulls perception. Even the most world-weary individuals find something in themselves responding to this Aries quality. Beneath layers of protective cynicism lies a part of each person that still remembers what it felt like to encounter the world as a realm of magic and infinite possibility. The Aries wonder speaks directly to this buried self, offering permission to emerge and engage once more. What makes this quality particularly valuable in our current era is how it counteracts the epidemic of disenchantment that characterizes modern consciousness. As traditional sources of meaning have eroded and technological mediation has distanced us from direct experience, Many people move through life in a state of muted connection. The Aries wonder serves as an antidote to this condition, demonstrating that enchantment doesn't require belief in supernatural forces. It requires only the willingness to be fully present to what is. The sixth reason: their courage inspires others to voice thoughts they've kept hidden, elevating group conversations to meaningful exchanges. This courage manifests in the Aries' willingness to speak first, to name the unacknowledged elephant in the room, to ask the question everyone is thinking but no one dares to voice. They step into conversational voids that others avoid, not from recklessness, but from an intuitive understanding that growth requires facing what remains unspoken. What distinguishes this courage from mere impulsivity is its service to greater transparency and connection. An Aries doesn't speak up simply to hear their own voice or to dominate conversation. They intervene when something essential is being obscured or avoided. This discernment makes their contributions particularly valuable in groups where politeness has become a cover for disengagement. The contagious nature of this courage transforms group dynamics in remarkable ways. Watch what happens after an Aries breaks the silence on a difficult topic. Often a cascade of previously withheld perspectives emerges as others find their voices. The relief becomes palpable as people realize they can speak their truth without the sky falling. That authentic exchange strengthens rather than threatens connection. This Aries quality proves especially valuable in professional contexts, where power dynamics often suppress essential feedback. Their willingness to respectfully question authority or challenge flawed assumptions creates openings for collective intelligence to emerge. While more cautious signs might withhold their insights to avoid rocking the boat, Aries understands intuitively that boats sometimes need rocking to avoid dangerous waters. The courage they model extends beyond verbal expression to encompass action and presence. And Aries is willing to stand alone when necessary, to maintain their position, even when it proves temporarily unpopular. This steadfastness creates a field of permission around them where others can access their own conviction rather than simply conforming to prevailing opinions. What makes this courage particularly meaningful is how it's accompanied by a fundamental good faith toward others. Even when challenging ideas or norms, an Aries approaches from a position of basic trust in humanity's capacity for growth and authentic exchange. This positive orientation prevents their courage from devolving into mere contrarianism or opposition for its own sake. In a culture increasingly characterized by performance rather than presence, where many interactions follow scripts designed to maximize likability rather than meaning, the Aries' courage offers a path back to authentic connection. They remind us through their example that real relationship requires risk, the vulnerability of not knowing how our truth will be received, the willingness to encounter differences without either capitulating or attacking. Together, these three qualities, radiant warmth, childlike wonder, and inspirational courage, create an energetic trinity that explains why Aries transforms not just the mood, but the possibilities present in any gathering. Their warmth creates safety, their wonder awakens curiosity, and their courage catalyzes authentic expression. These elements combine to elevate ordinary interactions into meaningful exchanges where people encounter each other as they truly are, rather than as they feel they should appear. As we prepare to explore the next set of reasons Aries illuminates environments, consider how these qualities you've just discovered interact with the first three we explored. The enthusiasm, leadership, and honesty of Aries find their perfect complement in warmth, wonder, and courage. Together, these six attributes create an alchemical combination that transforms not just momentary interactions, but the very culture of spaces an Aries regularly inhabits. The seventh reason: their decisive nature resolves stagnant situations that groups couldn't navigate without their spark. In every gathering, there comes a pivotal moment when conversation, planning, or collective action reaches an impasse. Energy dissipates as options multiply, analysis paralysis sets in, and forward movement stalls. This critical juncture separates groups that accomplish their purpose from those that merely discuss possibilities without manifestation. It's precisely at this threshold that the Aries decisive nature proves transformative. Unlike signs that process decisions through extensive deliberation or consensus building, Aries possesses an intuitive ability to recognize when enough information has been gathered. They sense the exact moment when additional analysis yields diminishing returns, when the energy of possibility must convert to the energy of action. This timing feels almost preternatural to those who operate from more cautious decision-making styles. What makes this Aries quality so valuable is its relationship to momentum. They understand instinctively what physics confirms, that overcoming inertia requires more energy than maintaining motion once begun. Their willingness to provide this initial push often determines whether a project launches or languishes eternally in the realm of potential. Once they've initiated movement, others can contribute to sustaining and directing it. The decisive nature of Aries stems from their fundamental trust in life's process. Where other signs might become paralyzed weighing potential negative outcomes, Aries maintains an underlying faith that mistakes can become valuable data points rather than catastrophic endpoints. This orientation allows them to move forward without the perfect certainty others often demand as a prerequisite for action. In professional context, this decisive quality frequently transforms team effectiveness. Projects that have stalled for weeks suddenly find resolution when an Aries enters the conversation. Their clarity cuts through artificial complications, revealing the essential choice points that others have obscured through excessive analysis. Watch how their straightforward questions, "What's actually stopping us?" or "What's the worst that could happen if we try?" dissolve obstacles that seemed insurmountable. Even in personal relationships, this decisive energy creates breakthroughs. When communication has circled the same territory without resolution, when patterns have calcified into seemingly permanent impasses, the Aries intervention introduces the missing element needed for transformation. They refuse to accept stagnation as inevitable, consistently believing in the possibility of new dynamics emerging from decisive action. What distinguishes this Aries quality from mere impulsivity is its service to growth. They don't make decisions simply to relieve the discomfort of uncertainty, but rather to facilitate the unfolding of what seeks to emerge through a person or situation. This discernment comes from their intuitive connection to life's generative principle. They sense which actions will catalyze evolution and which merely avoid discomfort. The eighth reason: the passionate conviction in their voice awakens dormant dreams in those who hear them speak. This conviction manifests as a particular vocal quality that transcends the actual content of their words. Listen closely to an Aries speaking about something that matters to them. Their voice carries a resonance that bypasses intellectual filters and speaks directly to the body's knowing. This tonal quality activates dormant potential in listeners, awakening parts of themselves they've neglected or forgotten. What makes this passionate conviction so powerful is its authenticity. Unlike practiced charisma or performative enthusiasm, the Aries passion springs from genuine belief. They don't speak with conviction to persuade others or to create impressions. They speak this way because their whole being aligns with what they're expressing. This congruence creates a magnetic field that others naturally respond to. The physiological impact of this voice quality deserves particular attention. Research in neuroscience confirms that passionate speech activates mirror neurons in listeners, creating a state of embodied resonance. Heart rates synchronize, brainwave patterns shift, and neurochemicals associated with motivation and possibility flood the system. The Aries voice literally changes the biochemistry of those who hear it. In environments characterized by resignation or low expectations, this passionate conviction acts as a counterspell to collective limiting beliefs. One Aries speaking with genuine possibility can transform the energy of an entire organization, reminding everyone present of aspirations they've abandoned in the face of apparent constraints. Their refusal to accept artificial limitations as real boundaries challenges others to question their own assumptions about what's possible. What particularly distinguishes this quality is how it awakens unique responses in each listener. The same Aries speaking with conviction about their vision doesn't create identical aspirations in others, but rather activates each person's own dormant dreams. One listener might reconnect with creative ambitions, another with relationship possibilities, a third with professional goals long set aside. The Aries passion serves as a universal key that unlocks each individual's specific treasure. Even the most cynical individuals find something in themselves responding to this Aries quality. Beneath protective layers of disillusionment lies a part of each person that still longs to believe in possibility. The Aries conviction speaks directly to this buried self, offering permission to hope again without guarantees, but with vital engagement in the process. This awakening effect explains why Aries often finds themselves in catalyst roles throughout their lives. People seek them out during periods of stagnation or confusion, intuitively sensing that the Aries energy contains the spark needed to reignite their own internal flame. This pattern creates a natural mentorship function that many Aries fulfill without formal recognition or title. The ninth reason: their competitive spirit transforms passive gatherings into playful challenges everyone secretly craves. This competitive spirit manifests not as a drive to defeat others, but as an invitation to excellence. An Aries naturally raises the stakes of any activity, introducing elements of challenge that transform routine interactions into opportunities for growth and discovery. This quality activates the part of human nature that thrives on meaningful challenge rather than comfortable predictability. What distinguishes this Aries competitiveness from toxic forms is its playful nature. They compete with genuine enjoyment rather than desperate need, understanding intuitively that the purpose of challenge is to elevate everyone's game rather than to establish dominance. This orientation makes their competitive energy infectious rather than threatening. The effect on group dynamics can be transformative. Watch what happens when an Aries suggests turning a standard meeting into a creative problem-solving contest, or reframes a routine task as a time challenge. Energy that had dissipated through passive participation suddenly consolidates as people engage fully with both the task and each other. The playful framework creates psychological safety for risk-taking that wouldn't otherwise emerge. This competitive spirit connects to deep evolutionary patterns in human psychology. Throughout our species' history, playfighting and good-natured competition have served as mechanisms for skill development and social bonding. The Aries intuitively taps into these ancient patterns, creating contexts where people can challenge themselves and each other without the consequences of actual conflict. In professional environments increasingly characterized by caution and risk aversion, this Aries quality introduces a vital element of productive disruption. Their willingness to raise standards, set ambitious targets, and celebrate achievement creates cultures of excellence that benefit everyone involved. They understand that human potential expands to meet meaningful challenges rather than contracting to avoid failure. Even in personal relationships, this playful competition enhances connection. An Aries naturally introduces elements of game into everyday interactions. Friendly wagers, good-natured teasing, challenges that push partners to grow beyond comfortable limitations. This energy prevents relationships from stagnating in routine, consistently introducing novel elements that keep engagement fresh. What makes this quality particularly valuable is how it counteracts the passive consumption patterns that characterize much of contemporary life. In an era where many people experience themselves primarily as spectators rather than participants, the Aries competitive spirit reactivates agency and engagement. They remind others, through their example, that genuine satisfaction comes not from perfect comfort, but from meaningful challenge embraced wholeheartedly. These three qualities, decisive nature, passionate conviction, and competitive spirit, form an integrated catalyst system that explains the Aries' ability to transform group dynamics. Their decisiveness breaks through stagnation, their conviction awakens dormant potential, and their competitive spirit channels this awakened energy toward meaningful action. Together, these attributes create environments where people experience themselves as capable of far more than they previously believed possible. The catalyst effect operates through what systems theorists call positive deviance, introducing novel elements that disrupt established patterns in beneficial ways. And Aries naturally fulfills this function in any system they enter, whether family, workplace, or community. Their presence creates evolutionary pressures that prevent stagnation and promotes adaptive growth. As we prepare to explore the final 3 reasons Aries illuminates environments, consider how these catalyst qualities build upon the 6 attributes we've already explored. The Aries, enthusiasm, leadership, and honesty establish initial connection. Their warmth, wonder, and courage deepen this connection into authentic exchange. And their decisive nature, passionate conviction, and competitive spirit transform this authentic exchange into meaningful action. This progression explains the Aries' ability to move groups from polite interaction to genuine collaboration with remarkable efficiency. The 10th reason, their impatience with boredom ensures no gathering remains stuck in polite small talk for long. This impatience manifests as a refreshing directness that cuts through social conventions designed to maintain comfortable distance. Within minutes of an Aries joining a conversation, topics shift from weather and superficial pleasantries to matters of genuine substance. This acceleration happens not through confrontation, but through genuine curiosity that bypasses preliminary social scripts. What makes this quality particularly valuable in our current cultural moment is how it counteracts the epidemic of disconnection masquerading as connection. In an era where many interactions follow predictable patterns that create the illusion of relating while actually maintaining safe distance, the Aries' refusal to engage in empty exchange serves as a revolutionary act. They create space for authentic meeting by gently but firmly redirecting energy toward what actually matters. The mechanism through which this impatience operates deserves attention. Unlike signs that might endure boredom out of politeness or fear of disruption, Aries experiences superficial interaction as a form of energetic pain. Their system registers the gap between potential connection and actual exchange as a tangible discomfort that motivates intervention. This sensitivity to energetic stagnation serves as an early warning system for group dynamics that have lost their vitality. In professional contexts, this Aries quality transforms meeting cultures and team effectiveness. Gatherings that might otherwise follow predictable scripts suddenly develop dynamic momentum as an Aries asks the unexpected question, challenges underlying assumptions, or redirects conversation toward overlooked possibilities. The time saved through this redirection creates space for genuine collaboration that produces tangible results rather than merely maintaining appearances. What distinguishes this impatience from mere restlessness is its service to deeper purpose. And Aries doesn't disrupt comfortable patterns simply to alleviate their own boredom, but rather to create conditions where something meaningful can emerge. They sense intuitively when a conversation has exhausted its productive potential in one direction and needs redirection to continue generating value. This refusal to tolerate boredom extends beyond conversation to all forms of human activity. An Aries naturally introduces variation into routines, experiments with new approaches to familiar tasks, and questions procedures that have outlived their usefulness. This innovative orientation prevents systems from calcifying through habit and creates space for emergent solutions to evolving challenges. Even in intimate relationships, this impatience with stagnation serves a vital function. When patterns between partners have become predictable to the point of disengagement, an Aries naturally introduces novel elements that revitalize connection. Their willingness to initiate difficult conversations, suggest unexpected activities, or disrupt comfortable but limiting routines prevents relationships from slowly fading through habituation. The 11th reason, their raw authenticity creates a permission field where others feel safe dropping their social masks. This authenticity manifests as a particular quality of presence that others immediately recognize and respond to. An Aries moves through the world without the multiple layers of persona that many people develop as protection against vulnerability. This transparent relationship between their internal experience and external expression creates an energetic field that influences everyone in their vicinity. What makes this quality so compelling is its rarity in contemporary social environments. In a culture where most interactions occur through carefully cultivated impressions, the Aries' authenticity stands out as a beacon of refreshing realness. Others find themselves simultaneously drawn to and slightly unsettled by this transparency, as it activates both longing for genuine connection and fear of exposure. The permission field generated by this authenticity operates through nonverbal as well as verbal channels. Research in interpersonal neurobiology demonstrates that human nervous systems co-regulate through subtle cues of safety and danger. The Aries' consistency between internal state and external expression registers as a powerful safety signal that allows others' defensive systems to temporarily relax their vigilance. In professional contexts, this authenticity transforms organizational culture. One authentically present Aries can shift the communicative norms of an entire team, department, or company by demonstrating that effectiveness doesn't require the sacrifice of humanity. Their refusal to fragment themselves into professional and personal versions creates space for others to bring more of their whole intelligence to work rather than just their strategic thinking. What particularly distinguishes this Aries quality is how it combines vulnerability with strength. Unlike performative vulnerability that seeks reassurance or protection, the Aries' authenticity stems from fundamental self-trust. They reveal themselves not from need, but from a grounded understanding that pretense requires more energy than it returns in value. This integration of openness with inner security makes their example particularly powerful. The resulting permission field affects different individuals according to their readiness. Some respond immediately, dropping years of careful self-presentation in a sudden rush of relief. Others engage more cautiously, testing small revelations of their actual experience before committing to greater authenticity. The Aries honors both responses, understanding that genuine transformation follows its own timing rather than conforming to expectations. This authenticity revolution extends beyond individual interactions to transform entire social systems. Organizational cultures built on impression management and strategic positioning gradually shift toward greater transparency as the Aries influence permeates communication norms. The resulting environments support greater innovation, collaboration, and adaptability. By reducing the enormous energy cost of maintaining artificial personas, the 12th reason, the cosmic firstborn energy they embody reminds everyone of spring's promise, that renewal is always possible, regardless of season. This firstborn quality manifests as a particular relationship to beginning that remains available regardless of chronological age or life circumstance. And Aries carries the energetic signature of initiation in their essential nature, the archetypal moment when potential converts to actuality, when the unmanifest enters form. This orientation toward emergence imbues their presence with a freshness that others experience as deeply rejuvenating. What makes this quality especially powerful is its connection to universal cycles of renewal. Every spiritual tradition and indigenous wisdom system recognizes the sacred nature of beginnings, the dawn after darkness, the spring after winter, the inhalation after exhalation. The Aries embodies this principle in human form, serving as a walking reminder that stagnation represents a temporary state rather than a permanent condition. In environments characterized by resignation or fatigue, this Aries energy acts as a powerful antidote to collective despair. Their refusal to accept current limitations as final boundaries challenges the assumption that decline represents the only available trajectory. Without denying difficulties, they maintain an underlying faith in the possibility of new growth emerging from apparent endings. This regenerative influence affects individual psychology in profound ways. Neuroplasticity research confirms that the brain's structure changes in response to environmental cues that signal possibility or constraint. The Aries presence activates neural networks associated with novelty, opportunity, and creative problem solving, temporarily freeing others from habitual thought patterns that reinforce perceived limitations. What distinguishes this Aries quality from naive optimism is its foundation in cyclical rather than linear understanding. They don't deny winter's reality or promise permanent spring. Rather, they embody the natural intelligence that recognizes every season as part of a larger pattern that ultimately supports life's continued unfolding. This nuanced perspective allows them to acknowledge current challenges while maintaining orientation toward emerging possibilities. In organizational contexts, this regenerative energy proves particularly valuable during periods of disruption or contraction. When systems face significant challenges that threaten their continuity, the Aries naturally orients toward what seeks to be born rather than what appears to be dying. This focus creates psychological and energetic space for innovation, precisely when most participants have contracted into survival orientation. Even in personal relationships facing difficulty, the Aries brings this renewal principle as a gift. Their natural orientation toward possibility helps partners recognize that current patterns, however entrenched they may seem, remain available for transformation. This perspective prevents the calcification of roles and expectations that gradually diminishes vitality in long-term connections. Together, these final three qualities, impatience with boredom, raw authenticity, and cosmic firstborn energy, complete our understanding of why Aries illuminates environments so powerfully. Their refusal to tolerate stagnation creates openings for new possibilities. Their authenticity transforms these openings into invitations for genuine connection, and their embodiment of renewal assures others that beginning again remains perpetually available. The 12 reasons we've explored form an integrated system explaining the Aries' transformative impact. From their volcanic enthusiasm to their cosmic firstborn energy, these qualities don't operate in isolation, but rather as a coherent force field that shifts the vibrational frequency of any environment they enter. This explains why the Aries effect feels so much larger than the sum of individual traits. It represents an archetypal energy pattern that humans across cultures and time periods recognize as essential to life's continued unfolding. As you reflect on the Aries individuals in your own life, you'll likely recognize many of these qualities operating through their unique personality expression. While each Aries manifests these attributes differently according to their individual makeup, the underlying pattern remains consistent. They serve as catalysts for transformation wherever they go, illuminating everything and everyone around them through their presence alone. The 12 reasons we've explored reveal why Aries individuals transform every environment they enter. This illuminating presence isn't mere charisma or social skill. It represents a fundamental cosmic energy pattern that catalyzes growth and authentic connection. From their volcanic enthusiasm that electrifies mundane gatherings to their cosmic firstborn energy that embodies perpetual renewal, Aries carries a transformative force that affects everyone in their orbit. The first trio of qualities, volcanic enthusiasm, natural leadership, and refreshing honesty, establishes the initial energetic shift that occurs when an Aries enters a space. These attributes create immediate momentum, cutting through stagnation and establishing new possibilities for engagement. Their enthusiasm ignites collective energy. Their leadership provides direction for this energy to flow, and their honesty ensures this flow moves toward authentic rather than performative connection. The second trinity, radiant warmth, childlike wonder, and inspirational courage, deepens this initial connection into meaningful exchange. Their warmth creates safety for vulnerability. Their wonder awakens dormant curiosity, and their courage models the authentic self-expression that makes genuine relationship possible. Together, these qualities transform environments from places of careful impression management to spaces where people can be fully present with each other. The third set, decisive nature, passionate conviction, and competitive spirit, converts this authentic exchange into meaningful action. Their decisiveness breaks through analysis paralysis, Their conviction awakens dormant dreams, and their competitive spirit channels awakened potential toward excellence. These catalytic qualities explain why groups with an Aries present tend to accomplish more than those without, often surprising themselves with what becomes possible when energized by this transformative presence. The final trio, impatience with boredom, raw authenticity, and cosmic firstborn energy, completes our understanding of the Aries illumination. Their refusal to tolerate stagnation prevents interactions from settling into comfortable but meaningless patterns. Their authenticity creates permission for others to drop pretense, and their embodiment of renewal reminds everyone that beginning again remains perpetually available regardless of past limitations or failures. These 12 qualities explain why the presence of an Aries feels so distinctively energizing and why their absence becomes immediately noticeable. They serve not merely as participants, but as catalysts in any system they enter, whether family, workplace, or community. Their presence accelerates evolution by introducing elements that disrupt comfortable stagnation and create space for genuine growth. Understanding these Aries qualities offers profound value beyond mere astrological curiosity. It provides insight into fundamental patterns of human energy exchange and the conditions that support authentic connection. Whether or not you were born under this sign, recognizing and cultivating these qualities in yourself can transform your impact on environments and relationships. The Aries illumination represents a capacity available to all of us, though it flows most naturally through those born under the sign of the Ram. If you found value in this exploration of Aries energy, we invite you to continue the journey with us at Secret of the Zodiac. Each zodiac sign carries a unique transformative gift that, when fully understood, offers profound insight into human potential and connection. Subscribe to our channel to receive notification when we release new videos exploring these cosmic patterns that shape our experience. Your engagement truly matters to the continuation of this work. The algorithm that determines video distribution responds primarily to active viewer participation. By taking a moment to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments, you significantly increase its reach to others who might benefit from this wisdom. We particularly value hearing about your experiences with Aries individuals. Which of these 12 qualities have you witnessed most powerfully in the Aries people in your life? The daily creation of in-depth astrological content requires significant resources, from research and writing to production and distribution. If you've received meaningful insight from our videos, please consider supporting our work through the Super Thanks feature. This direct contribution helps cover the costs associated with consistent content creation and enables us to maintain our commitment to daily uploads. Your support represents an investment in the continuation of accessible astrological wisdom that bridges ancient tradition with contemporary understanding. We also invite you to explore our previous videos, particularly those addressing your own zodiac sign and those of people significant in your life. Each exploration offers keys to understanding the unique energetic patterns that shape relationship dynamics and personal development. The zodiac represents a complete system, 12 interconnected energies that together encompass the full spectrum of human potential. Understanding how these energies interact in your own chart and relationships provides powerful tools for conscious living. The illumination Aries brings to environments reminds us of a fundamental truth. The transformation occurs not through elaborate techniques or complex strategies, but through authentic presence that awakens what already lies dormant within each of us. Thank you for joining us in this exploration, and we look forward to continuing the journey with you through the cosmic patterns that connect us all.